The morning sun filtered through the tall glass windows of the Sterling Corporation building, casting long golden rays across the polished marble floor. In the executive conference room on the 20th floor, CEO Michael Harrison adjusted his navy tie and checked his watch. It was 9 o'clock sharp, and he was expecting his first interview of the day. Michael had built his company from the ground up over 15 years. At 38, he was known throughout the business world as a sharp, no-nonsense leader who valued punctuality and professionalism above all else. Today, he was interviewing candidates for a senior marketing position, a role that could shape the future of his company. He straightened the papers on the mahogany table and glanced toward the door. His assistant had informed him that Sarah Chen, a highly qualified marketing executive, would be arriving any moment. Michael had reviewed her impressive resume the night before. She had everything he was looking for: experience, creativity, and a track record of success. A soft knock interrupted his thoughts. "Come in," Michael called, expecting to see a polished professional in a business suit. Instead, the door opened slowly, and a small figure appeared. Michael blinked in surprise. Standing in the doorway was a little girl, no more than 4 years old, with blonde hair tied in 2 adorable pigtails. She wore a gray cardigan over a soft pink dress, and clutched a brown leather portfolio against her chest. The child's blue eyes were wide and serious as she looked up at the tall man in the expensive suit. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The silence stretched between them, filled only by the distant hum of the city far below. "Hello," the little girl said finally, her voice small but clear. "Are you the man who gives jobs?" Michael found himself at a complete loss for words. In all his years of conducting interviews, he had never encountered anything like this. He knelt down slowly, bringing himself closer to the child's eye level. Yes, I suppose I am," he said gently. "But sweetheart, where are your parents? Are you lost?" The little girl shook her head solemnly. "I'm not lost. I'm here for the job interview. Mom's sick, so I came instead." Michael felt his heart skip a beat. "Your mom, ... Is she Sarah Chen?" "Yes, sir." The girl nodded. "I'm Emma Chen. Mommy has been working very hard to get ready for this meeting. She practiced her words every night after dinner, but this morning, she couldn't get out of bed. She was crying because she said this job was very important for us." Michael's throat tightened. He had heard this story before: single parents struggling to make ends meet, depending on job opportunities to provide for their families. But he had never seen it through the eyes of a child, so he decided to come in her place. He asked softly. Emma nodded earnestly. "Mommy always says that when someone is counting on you, you don't let them down. She said you were expecting her at 9 o'clock, and she didn't want to disappoint you." Michael glanced at his watch. It was exactly 9:05. This little girl had somehow made her way to his office building, taken the elevator to the 20th floor, and found his conference room all to keep her mother's appointment. "Emma," he said carefully, "how did you get here? Did someone bring you?" "I took the bus," she said proudly. "Mommy taught me the route because sometimes she brings me to work with her at her old job. I had to use my piggy bank money for the bus fare." Michael's chest tightened. This 4-year-old had traveled across the city alone, spent her own money, and walked into a corporate building to honor her mother's commitment. He had never seen such determination and heart. "Can I show you Mommy's work?" Emma asked, holding up the brown portfolio. "She made pictures and words about how she can help your company. She stayed up really late making them perfect." Michael nodded, his voice catching slightly. "Of course. Please, have a seat." Emma climbed onto the large leather chair across from him, her small legs dangling above the floor. She carefully opened the portfolio and began to show him each page, explaining in her innocent way what her mother had prepared. "This one shows how to make people happy about buying things," Emma said, pointing to a colorful marketing chart. "And this one is about making friends with customers. Mommy says if you're nice to people, they'll be nice back." As Emma continued her presentation, Michael found himself genuinely moved. Through her simple explanations, he could see the intelligence and creativity of Sarah Chen's work. But more than that, he could see the love and dedication of a mother who had worked tirelessly to provide for her daughter. "Emma," Michael said when she finished, "you did a wonderful job showing me your mother's work. But I need to ask you something important. Is your mom okay? Does she need to see a doctor?" Emma's brave facade cracked slightly. "She's been working 2 jobs to pay for our apartment. She gets really tired, and yesterday she felt very hot. Our neighbor Mrs. Kim is watching her now." Michael's heart ached. He thought about his own comfortable life, his success, and how different Emma's world was. Yet this little girl had shown more courage and loyalty than many adults he knew. "I'll tell you what," Michael said, making a decision that surprised even himself. "I'd like to offer your mother the job. But first, I want to make sure she gets the help she needs. Would you let me call a doctor to visit her, and I'll have my driver take you home safely?" Emma's eyes widened with hope. "You'll really give Mommy the job, even though I came instead of her, especially because you came instead of her," Michael said with a smile. "You showed me that your family doesn't give up, and that you care about doing the right thing. Those are exactly the qualities I want in my company." As Michael arranged for medical care for Sarah and safe transportation for Emma, he realized that this little girl had taught him something invaluable. Success wasn't just about profits and presentations, it was about people who showed up, who cared, and who didn't give up when things got tough. 3 months later, Sarah Chen became one of Michael's most valued employees, and every now and then, Emma would visit the office, always remembering to knock politely before entering the room, where her bravery had changed lives forever. The little girl who had walked into a job interview had given far more than she had received. She had reminded a successful CEO that sometimes the most important business is simply being human.